Rose and Ryan Candle Company, where all products are made from 100% soy wax. After years of thoughtful research and testing, these candles have a cleaner burn than factory candles. Their fragrance oils are also the strongest and cleanest, leaving your workspace or home smelling incredible. From now until January 31st, you will receive 10% off at checkout with promo code ROCKY. Visit Rose and Ryan Candle Co. on Instagram or etsy.com/shop/Rose and Ryan Candle Co. to get your very own luxury soy wax candles and melts. One time about 6 years ago, I went to a zombie prom. If you don't know what a zombie prom is, you probably didn't spend a lot of your mid-20s partying in Bushwick, Brooklyn. A zombie prom is just a dance party around Halloween. There was live music, a bar, it was in a warehouse. Most of the guests were dressed either like zombies or some sort of satanic Halloween costume. Of course, your girl showed up as a sexy Luigi from the Mario and Luigi franchise, with half my face painted like a zombie and the other half of my face kept it sexy. Did I stick out like a sore thumb? Of course I did. Do we think I cared? No, of course I showed up dressed like a sexy Luigi. I wouldn't have changed any part of that history. I was there to have fun with my friends. Moving on. Around the time of the zombie prom party, I had just discovered whiskey. I never really drank whiskey before that. I always would drink clear liquor. Whiskey hits different, guys. I liked feeling drunk on whiskey. I felt like I was more in control. I didn't feel sloppy. I felt cool. But whiskey also led me to what we call in the biz a blackout. Before whiskey, I had only ever browned out. So brownout, for those of you that don't abuse alcohol, a brownout is when you remember pieces of the night, but maybe some things are a little foggy. A full blackout, at least in my case, is when you're having a good time, you remember everything up until that point, and then next thing you know, you wake up and it's the morning and you don't feel great. So at the zombie prom, I decided I was going to be drinking whiskey gingers because now this is my new drink. I drink whiskey gingers now. This is who I am moving forward. No one's going to stop me. It just felt cool to order and I felt chill drinking them. At the zombie prom, they were raffling off a bottle of champagne for the winner and their friends to drink at the bar. I leaned over before they announced the raffle numbers to Natalie and I said, "It's gonna be me," because I had a sixth sense that I was going to win the raffle, and I did. After drinking whiskey gingers all night, I switched to champagne because I was senseless. I'm talking to one of my friends by the bar. Somebody interrupts our conversation because she recognizes my friend, okay? So they talk for a couple minutes, and then my friend looks at me and goes, "Oh my God, that girl was my best friend in first grade when I lived in Florida." Then I woke up. I remember nothing from the in-between. I remember nothing. Now, when I woke up, my eyes just popped open like a psychopath, like a creepy doll. My body was frozen. I'm laying on my side. First thing I notice is the wall. Baby blue wall. This is a problem because your girl's walls are eggshell white. Number one, don't know whose wall I'm looking at. Number two, look down at the arm draped over my stomach. The person I'm spooning with was the arm of a dainty lady and not my boyfriend at the time, which at first I thought, okay, Rock, what's going on here? And then I thought, oh my God, I'm so relieved that this is a lady and not a dude because ladies don't generally like to chop up other ladies then fuck their body parts. That's kind of a dude thing. Don't know whose arm it is. No idea who's spooning me. So we have blue walls, a different arm, and I don't remember anything from after. Holy shit, that was my best friend from first grade. I also have to be at work, and I have no idea where my cell phone is, and no idea what time it is. And there were no windows in the room I was in. So I brace for impact, and I slowly look behind me to see who's holding me. Thank God it was Natalie. Then I started to realize, oh, we were at our friend's house. Oh, I don't think this was part of the original plan. Oh no, I think I blacked out. So obviously I need these two to piece the night together for me because I don't know how we got here. At the time, I was also a vegetarian, which is important to know. Then I gave up 1.5 years of animal meat. Couldn't do it for too long. I love corned beef hash too much. I broke one night drunk at a diner. But I did last 1.5 years. Some people do meatless Mondays. I do meatless 1.5 years. It was not a pretty scene getting me home. I was 1.5 laughs in the cab. I dropped my cell phone in the street when we got out of the cab. My friend that we shared a cab with had to get me the phone back. I spent most of the night throwing up, and in between the throwing up, I was asking for pieces of chicken, which is why it's important to note I was a vegetarian at the time. And then I was telling my friends, look away. You're not, seeing me eat this chicken, as if I was some sort of, Jameson magician. What I learned from this story is that, number one, I have good friends who got me home safely. I woke up confused. I woke up safe, thank God. Was this my proudest moment? I was really proud of the Luigi zombie makeup. Do I wish I could drink whiskey? Of course I do. I feel like badass bitches drink whiskey. But it doesn't mix with me, guys. And I black out. And I gotta say, I would much prefer a puzzle with some missing pieces than no puzzle at all.
It's time for
Duh.
This was kind of an exciting week. I was encouraged to get a city bike membership. A city bike is a rental bike you can ride around and return in 45 minutes to get you to your destination in the city, hence the name City Bike. And a friend of mine told me, get this City Bike app. You can get 2 weeks free. We can go on a bike ride together. He's been very into it. So I go on this bike ride with him. And what did I learn? I might look cut, sexy, svelte, hot to trot, keeping it tight during a pandemic, if you will. But even though all those things are true, I am out of shape. And the city bike showed me that. I got off of the city bike and I was like one of those fucking weebles that wobble that don't fall down because my legs wouldn't bend. I'm gonna make more of an effort to bike ride and be more active because I think I've fallen in this very laissez-faire lifestyle and consider, a walk around the block my cardio for the day. And that's not me. That's not me. I'm active, baby. I like to work out. I like to break a sweat. And I can't let my overwhelming sense of wanting to always be cozy take over. I used to be able to touch my toes. I can get back there. I can still touch them, but it's embarrassing. Do you know what I mean? That city bike showed me I'm going to be more active this week. And I'm also going to buy one of those steppers because they're compact and you just kind of step on it and it tells you how many calories you burn. I'm not going to make any weight loss goals or calorie goals because that's not what's working for me right now. I'm just going to make the goal to be more active. So thanks, City Bike, for teaching me that I'm out of shape. I'm not swiping at the moment because it just feels a little icky to be swiping with strangers during a pandemic, but no judgment to you if you swiping. It's just not my vibe right now. But I had a previous match that I matched with a few months ago message me and say, yo, when are we gonna smoke together? When are we gonna smoke together? Have you seen these numbers? You want me to engage in the sacred act of marijuana? Puff puff pass with a stranger from Hinge during the height of a second wave of a pandemic? Bitch, who are you matching with? I'm not the one. I am not the one. He is sexy though. He's very sexy. But I can't foresee myself doing that. Does that make me the antithesis of wild if I don't want to go smoke weed with a hot stranger during the height of a pandemic? No, right? I think that makes me smart, respectful of my bubble. The funniest part about it is when he sent it, I saw it at night, but I just kind of was like, oh God, here we go. And I didn't reply. And then in the morning, I think I was going to send him like a sassy comment back. Bitch, check those numbers. Like, call me when these numbers are down. Have you seen these numbers? Bitch, are you vaccinated? But when I checked in the morning, he had unsent the message, which to me is so fucking funny. I don't know, that just like tickled me that he would send me this like uber confident message when we haven't spoken probably since October. And even then, we hadn't really spoken that much in depth. Even strong and sexy, hot people, which he is, very sexy. Pictures of him at Burning Man. I mean, that's my type. Even those types of guys can get a little self-conscious. We're all human. We're all going through this struggle together. I also think after he sent that, he unmatched me. I would have climbed him like a white supremacist scaling the walls of the Capitol. Wrecked him. I would have stolen his heart like he was a piece of mail on Pelosi's desk. I would have impeached him. I'm the peach. And he would have been me. That one was a stretch. From a girl who hasn't been stretched out in a while. My guest today hails all the way from Canada. The infamous drag artist Rogue was kind enough to do the show today. I asked them what their wild word was, and they said Charlie, which is totally exciting because you know it has something to do with a person then. But which Charlie? You're going to find out. If you haven't done so already, please follow at Wild Nights with Rocky on Instagram. Like, subscribe, share, rate, and review the podcast. Get active this week so we don't all turn into mush when this shitstorm is over. And enjoy my conversation with Rogue. Nookie, the act of getting it on, making whoopee, doing the horizontal boogie. Cookie Nookie, the act of getting it on, making whoopee, and doing the horizontal boogie with cookies. Get your Cookie Nookie on. Experience mouthwatering homemade cookies the way they are meant to be. Visit getcookienookie.com and use promo code Wild Nights with your purchase from now until February 7th, and you'll get a free half dozen mystery cookies added to your order. That's promo code Wild Nights. Treats made with love. Rogue, welcome. Thank you for doing the podcast.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
No, absolutely. How are things in Canada? You are my first guest from Canada, so I'm really excited about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think like Canada throughout this entire year has just been like looking down at like the States and just being like, what's going on over there? But I think also a part of a huge thing that's been happening is us trying to like look inside ourselves and inside our own like electoral college system, which is not called that at all, but just like trying to figure out like what we can better in our own lives politically right now. Sorry, I'm just like really like after watching everything that happened yesterday, I'm like, my mind is really there right now.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So this episode, just so everyone knows, has been recorded on January 7th, which is the day after the American shitstorm that was the terrorists of America storming the Capitol and kind of getting in there. So just so everyone has a gauge of when they're hearing this, that is what we are referencing. Yeah, that was pretty wild. I was trying to have like a chill day, get some work done, and my brother kept telling me, he's like, you have to watch the news. I'm like, I really don't want to. He's like, no, I don't think you understand what's going on. And he was right. I didn't understand. And then 9 hours later, it was 3 o'clock in the morning and I was still watching.
Yeah, I actually was going to bed around, well, that's a lie, but I was in bed around like 1 a.m. here. And that's like around like midnight here. And that's like 3 a.m. where like DC and New York and everything is. And I saw like this live video of like politicians talking. And I was like, what the fuck? Like they're still discussing this. Like they're still got shit to figure out. It's just insane.
Nancy Pelosi, when she was reading reading the statements to everybody in the room, she was dead ass falling asleep. And then I thought about it. I'm like, she must be exhausted. She's probably been up since 5 a.m. and she's just had a day. Of course she's falling asleep.
Yeah. And like, let's be honest, everyone in that Senate is like old as fuck.
102.
Like, they probably go to sleep. Yeah, they probably go to sleep at like 8 p.m. like my mom. Like it's just, I can't even.
It was a lot. But on a lighter note, or maybe not a lighter note, maybe it's a heavier note, you are on here to talk about a story from one of the wild nights in your life. And the word you gave me was Charlie. So
Yeah,
I am dying to hear. I know everyone listening is dying to hear. Give us this story, the Charlie story.
the Charlie story. Yeah, not Charlie D'Amelio. Shocking enough.
Who's
But
Charlie D'Amelio?
you don't know who Charlie D'Amelio is?
No, no. Who? And I can guarantee. I bet you a bunch of people, Americans listening, might not know. Is that someone who's big in Canada?
No, it's a TikTok star.
TikTok.
Charlie.
Okay, I'm gonna do my homework.
Oh my god, she's the most followed TikTok. I believe she's the most followed TikToker. And she has a sister, Dixie D'Amelio, and they had this huge thing. They had a scandal with James Charles. Sorry, I'm like really involved in social media and like pop.
Hey, no, no, no. I want to hear about that. I have a friend who's kind of blowing up on TikTok. So I am really interested in that stuff. So this story is not about that TikTok person.
Not about that. Um, I really hope your listeners know who she is. Otherwise, I will feel absolutely insane.
No, they will. They will. Maybe they're a
Okay.
little more hip. I see. I try to put TikTok down because I go on TikTok and I scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll until they're like, "You need a snack. You've been scrolling for a while now," and that happened to me like 3 times. And after that happened, I'm like, "Yeah, maybe I need a second."
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, the For You page is like so perfect. Like it's
Mhm.
just for me. Okay. You know what? Okay. We're gonna
Do we
talk
need?
about TikTok for
Do
like
we need
two
like a
hours.
3 hour session? Because I feel like we're just gonna gab.
Yeah, totally. All right, so let us throw it back to 2019, October, or like months prior to that. I was super excited because my favorite three artists were all coming that month. I had a concert from Charlie XCX.
Hmm.
I have a concert from Marina and the Diamonds, or
Nice.
previously known as the Diamonds, now just known as Marina. And the third one would be Kim Petras.
Ooh.
So I was like really excited because I don't really fangirl over like singers or artists that much.
Right.
So they're like in my field. Like of course I like will fangirl over drag queens.
Right.
But I like these women were like really big deals to me. And
Mhm.
so I was like, oh my god, I never go to concerts. Like I'm gonna buy my concert tickets, like I'm gonna go blah 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 blah. Super super excited. And so I believe Kim Petras comes first. And so I do a little bit of shrooms. It's like a little bit fun.
Yeah.
She like looks at me, I think, and I'm like, oh my God. But again, on shrooms, don't really know. And
You
so
were in the love field. First of all, shrooms will save the world. If people just took psilocybin, shrooms would save the world, in my opinion. But yeah, when you're like in that zone, everything is love. So
well, it's just so funny because I saw her like put down the mic and like look at me. And in my head, I was like, oh, that didn't happen. But then my friends next to me started shaking me and they were like, did you just see that? And I was like, did that happen? I was like, did that actually happen? I had no idea.
yeah.
Um, Anyways, so I was like going through my mind and I was like, Kim Petras, check. Like she looked at
Mhm.
me. And then Marina and the Diamonds was coming and she is a little bit more ominous on social media. And
Mhm.
so I think I was like trying to get her attention in different ways, but at like nothing happened. And all in all, I went to the show and it was an amazing show and just less exciting.
Right.
And then the final one for Charlie, she had been touring around North America and asking for like the dolls to
Mhm.
join her up on stage for a specific number. So it was like either like drag queens, drag kings, drag things, like iconic trans women, iconic women, iconic dancers, like Vogue people, like
Right.
just any sort of people from the community that like are iconic and could be performing on stage with her. She was like, please come up.
Right.
So, but like only a select number of people. And so um I saw this and I was like, oh my fucking God. I need to be on that fucking stage. And
Yeah.
so I did a makeup look for her album that she did and I posted it, made everyone comment and tag her. She um I can't remember if she liked it or not. I don't think she would have. I don't think she had. But a few days later, like maybe a day before the concert, I want to say. Um, my friend gets an email from um oh no, sorry, my friend gets a DM from Brooke Candy, who's
Okay.
opening for Charlie. And Brooke is like, "Oh, like you're so sick." And my friend is like, "Thanks, babe. Like, see you on like at Charlie's concert. Like, can you get us to blah blah blah, like to like dance on the stage and whatever?"
I love
And
your friend because you have to have the friend that's bold enough to ask.
exactly, because
You know what I mean?
I am not. I will be like, whatever you want, like whatever's
I
easiest.
don't want to make any waves.
Yeah, I don't want to like cause any issues or cause any problems. Um, so anyways, so basically the day of, I'm up at like 8 in the morning that day because I'm doing a drag brunch, and then I have another drag show, and then basically my friend is calling me that day, pretty much being like you're on for Charlie XCX like dancing on stage. You and this person and blah blah blah. Like this is the crew. You have to come at this time to do a dress rehearsal, and then we have to be back at this time with a VIP pass, and we have to go back in. And I was like, okay. So I'm like in drag at a drag brunch. I have another small gig to do after that. So
Right.
I'm like rushing. I basically take off my face and my drag in the Uber to, oh, I don't even know if we had Uber back then. I think we just had like literal fucking taxis.
Wow. 2 years ago?
Yeah. Or it may have been the beginning of Uber because we were so late with Uber.
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Montreal and Toronto had it, but like Vancouver didn't. I don't
No.
fucking.
Okay. So you might have just been in a regular taxi just doing your thing.
It's ripping off my shit, which honestly could have been preferred because of the rating. There would be no rating. So I
Yeah.
mean, like, whatever.
One and
Uh,
done. I never have to see you again.
yeah. And so I like run in pretty much, and there's this huge line of all these like fans, which is like so validating to be like right at the door and being like, oh, we're gonna go in for the dress rehearsal. Like,
Yes.
sorry.
See you later, losers.
Yeah, bye. And so we get in, we do the dress rehearsal. It's like super chill. Charlie is super sweet. I see Brooke like in the back, like not really engaging with anyone, but probably just like rehearsing for herself, which is totally cool. Um, and then they like send us on our way. It's literally like 5 6 minutes, like that was it was just like, this is where you're gonna be standing, this is when you come up, and here are your passes.
Right.
um and so we basically had to come back in like 2.5 3 hours for like the show, maybe not, like maybe it was like 2 hours, which means we have to go back to our place, like apartments,
Mhm.
get into drag. If we're gonna pre-drink, we have to pre-drink. We
Why you
like,
get ready?
yeah, like literally, and like figure out what we're gonna wear and be
Mhm.
iconic in when we just got the news that morning. Like
Yeah.
I am, like, my mind is like going like a million miles a minute, and so I like rush back home with my friends. I like get into drag. I literally put on like a 45-minute face, but it was one of those faces that like was just like white color, black lip, contour, and I was like done. And it was just like
Right.
it was so sickening, and I like still think it's one of my favorite makeups to this day.
Right.
And like the outfit was super hot. Anyway, so things start getting a little spicy, because this is my last concert of October.
Mhm.
I'm like getting super excited. I'm dancing on fucking stage with Charlie XCX,
Yeah.
like, oh my god, in front of all Vancouver. Um, and so I like hurry with my face. I go over to my friend's house who lives right down the block from me, who's doing this with me, and we start drinking. And I have been known to um, drink a good amount of
Oh,
alcohol in this city.
what?
Like
You've met your
not,
match. Hello, my friend.
yeah, good. I'm glad you can relate. Um, yeah, I just think that like if so, I'm a Sagittarius.
Okay, and
So
honestly, can I just interject? I was going to bring up the fact that you were a Sag because in one of your YouTube videos I was watching, I noticed you named a lot of the signs. Three of my closest friends are Sagittarius, and I'm a Taurus, and you did not mention Taurus. I was very offended. I was like,
sorry. I love Tauruses. It's just I usually sleep with Tauruses and then they don't call me back.
I'm so
So
sorry.
I mean it's understandable. Like they want a cuddle buddy and I just want him to, destroy me.
Yeah, yeah.
um But yeah, no, I didn't. Okay. Also, I always forget about Pisces. Is that the one that I forgot about?
I just remember the Taurus because I was waiting for you to bring it up, but maybe I didn't say Pisces. It's not ringing a bell though.
I don't think I said Pisces because I couldn't even remember right now. Like,
Yeah.
and maybe I also forgot about Cancers. Cancer, Pisces.
Cancers you did bring up. I remembered cancers.
Oh, what did I even? Oh, maybe I talked about how emotional they are.
Probably. That's usually what everyone says about them.
Anyway, so my Sagittarius energy is like flowing through me at this
Mhm.
point. And I'm like the fucking party girl, like, let's go, like, let's drink, like, shots, like, we're about to be on stage, fuck
Yeah.
yeah, blah, blah. And we're like in full drag, like, full, or like, I'm like, full drag to me is like club kid, whatever
Yeah.
bullshit. And so in these like furry outfits, I was like, oh, like I can sneak in a little like bottle. And so I took like this Mickey, I think it's called something different in the States because I used to call it a Mickey with my American friends.
Hmm.
And they were like, I don't know what that is, but it's 750 milliliters.
Okay.
Oh, milliliters. Do you even know what that is?
What in reference to wine? Wine is usually 750 milliliters, a bottle of 750 milliliters. Yeah.
Oh, so
We don't
like
really know what that means. We just know that sometimes liquor bottles will say that.
sometimes it reads those numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a thinner bottle. It's like hard bar, usually plastic.
Okay.
Anyways, it's like lightweight. It was like my best friend in high school. Like I
Okay.
literally was like,
Yeah.
um, and so I did that.
Mhm.
Like I put it in my underwear, or jockstrap, and we went in. And I was wasted at this point, like absolutely trashed with like almost full like Mickey in my belt.
Got it.
And so we go inside. I actually end up meeting or re-meeting a girl from Canada's Drag Race who I had beef with before she went on the show, and she had
Oh
just come back
no.
from the show. And I was so drunk that she was like looking at me with her friends that I went up to her and I was like, I know that you were just on Canada's Drag Race. Like, can we just be friends so that the entire world doesn't fucking hate us? Like, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, I never hated you. I just felt bad. Blah, blah, blah. And then we just like totally made up because
Good.
I was like, hey.
We're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just a very confrontational person. And when I'm drunk, it just gets excelled like 500 times more.
Yeah.
So then I like keep going to the bathroom for like little like Mickey shots and
Mhm.
other party favors. And I was like just fucking on one, like just
Yeah.
fucking like drinking more, super excited, felt super hot. The entire city was there, like everyone that I liked was like there and like was about to see me like shake my fucking ass with totally
Yeah.
excited. And so I literally like I don't remember being told that we had to go backstage, but I remember waiting in the docks and then about to walk on, and then that's it.
Okay.
And and like that's it until tomorrow morning. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, yeah. And this is at like 9 p.m. because it's like a concert.
Just full blackout.
Full black. Like I think I had like done a bump like right before I went out.
Right.
Because I was like, I'm just nervous or something.
And you're partying. You're like, you're at a concert. It's not that, I'm sure a lot of people were probably doing bumps. I don't think you were alone in that.
Oh, I know a lot of people were doing them, but I know that for the people that were performing, I was one of two. because no one else does that. So yeah,
Right.
it was anyway. So we go out and it was literally like, I mean, I want to say it was like the best moment of my life, or one of the best moments of my life, but I can't really recall.
That's fair.
But what ended up happening after that, after like this is a year later, so I've like clued it all together at this
Mhm.
point, is that so the outfit I was wearing didn't have pockets.
Okay.
So I was carrying my wallet, my keys, and my phone with me all night, and my cigarette pack with a lighter.
Oh
And
my God.
so, yeah, yeah, because
Your
I
face.
was like, I just thought, yeah, I was like, woo, like,
Yeah.
like I just didn't care and didn't think about it.
Mhm.
And at this point, like, nothing that bad had ever happened to me. Dun, dun, dun. And so basically, I clue everything in a few days later, which is that oh, sorry, no, let's continue this way. So I wake up the next day
Mhm.
in another friend's, or I don't know where I am,
Okay.
and I hear like people outside like wrestling each other and like laughing like in the living room, and I'm like, okay. And I look at what I'm wearing, and I'm like, I'm in a tiny shirt and no underwear. And I'm like, where am I? What's happening? Who are these people?
God.
What the fuck? And so I get up and I like open the door, and it's these two friends of mine. And I was
My
like,
God.
hey. And they're like, hey, like, good morning. And I was like, what happened?
Mhm.
And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I mean, like, literally what happened? Like, I don't remember anything. And they're like, oh my God, you don't remember anything? And I was like, no, not after like walking on stage. And so they let me know that I had we partied at the concert for a little bit after that number. Then we go to another place in East Van, and then we go to another place in East Van, and in that final place, I had we had stayed till closing, and then we all left. And while we were leaving, everyone was getting into taxis, and then the friends of mine that I woke up at their place had walked over to me and was like, "Are you okay, Rogue? Like, do you need somewhere to go?" And I just kept repeating that I couldn't find my keys, and I kept looking in my pockets like this.
That didn't exist.
That didn't exist, being like, it should just be right here. It should just be right here. And my phone was smashed to bits,
Of
like
course
the
it was.
entire front. And I like there was no wallet, no keys,
Mhm.
um, just nothing. Like I literally had nothing to my name except for me existing. So they were like, come over, like it's fine. And so when we were there, and apparently we all stayed up hanging out for like 3 hours, and I
Wow.
like get out of drag and we're hanging out, and then I pass out. And so I wake up and they fill me in on all this. And I was like, oh shit, like what do I do? Because my phone is still cracked and I can't find my wallet or my keys.
Right.
And so I pretty much walk over to, oh, I wish you knew how crazy this area is, because it's all within like 5 blocks of my place.
Okay.
And like, so and where I was staying too from them, because I was like,
Mhm.
thank God I'm close to my apartment. If only I had keys to get back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
And so, and so I walked from their place to a mall nearby in this like crop top, and like they're both like tiny individuals, and it's
Mhm.
a couple. And so I was like, I need to wear some not drag clothes.
Yeah, because were you in big platform shoes?
I was actually in flats.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I was, because I was performing on stage. Yeah, so I was in flats, but I was naked with a jockstrap underneath the thing. Like, and so I was like, I need to borrow some clothes. So they gave me their loosest jeans that they had, which
Right.
came up to like here, like
Okay.
right underneath my like, what is that called? Knee.
Knee. It's called a knee.
And what you might call it.
The bendy thing on your leg.
Yeah. Um and I had to walk over to the mall to get a new phone, and they thought I was fucking crazy.
For you.
And then I had to call my landlord and explain the situation to him, which it's happened twice before this that I've been locked out in drag. And so when I explained why there's like a little bit of eyeliner on me still, he
Yeah.
was at this point he was like, "Oh, okay, like because of the makeup." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes, because of the makeup."
Because of makeup. Yeah.
But the next day I shared I got my new phone. I
Mhm.
shared all the videos, and I broke 8,000 followers that day
Wow.
because everyone was like, "Are you okay? What happened?" And I was like, "Share my photo and I'll tell you."
Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, that was a journey. It was a fucking journey.
That sounds like so much fun. You had no contact with Charlie after that, right? You weren't able to like keep in touch and be pen pals, or were you?
I was not, but there is, oh my God. And what's the fucking worst about this is that the phone that smashed, I'm pretty sure has a video on it of her being like, follow It's Just Rogue. Because I have Kim saying a video like that. And
I
I
love
was like, oh my
her.
God. Charlie?
No, well, Charlie's great too, but I like Kim Petras.
Me too. I
I
just
think
love
it's really good. That line in her song that's like something like just swipe it, when she talks about the credit card, don't think, just swipe it. I don't, the song is escaping me, but I love that song.
I probably agree with you.
Yeah.
It's
Bye.
funny that you say that because the New York queens that I follow were the ones that got me into Kim Petras.
Yeah, because that's like, her songs are perfect for drag. I mean, just great. They're perfect for drag.
Yeah.
So, like, my girlfriends and stuff that don't do drag are not as. I have to be the one to be like, listen
Like,
to her.
Kim who?
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
what?
yeah. That's wild, though. It's a bummer about your phone, but obviously the memory of it, or the lack of memory of it, is a great story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was honestly when you told me I had to tell a story, I was like, honestly, like which blackout night should I do?
Yeah, yeah,
Because I have a many a choose term. But no, it's just it sucks because but I always feel like I feel like one day when I have like an extra 150 laying around, I will get this phone fixed and
yeah.
I will get that fucking video out and I will post it everywhere.
You have to. You probably have your phone like in such a secure location. You're like, I'm going to get this one
Oh,
day.
it's right here. It's literally right here. I have all my broken phones right there, and there's like a large number of them.
There's quite a few. We have to get you a GoFundMe to get all your phones fixed.
Get me the Charlie XX video.
Oh, that's so good. So in America, Mickeys are actually. Do you want to guess what Mickeys, the nickname for Mickeys, are here? Do you have any idea?
I feel like the last time I was no, not the last time, but when I was in the States when I was like 21, I bought this like jug
Hmm.
of Bacardi Superior. Is that what a Mickey's called?
A Mickey here is a roofie.
Oh,
Isn't that wild?
that
It's
is wild.
it's a really old school term for it. But yeah, Mickey here is a roofie.
Wow.
And then we have Mickey's malt liquor, which is like a beerish malt liquor beer. I got kicked out of I think a substitute teacher my sophomore year of high school kicked me out because I was wearing a Mickey's malt liquor t-shirt.
How
Whatever.
dare you?
Yeah. What is the drag scene like in Canada? Because the queens here, it feels like they are so tight, but they're also super mean to each other a lot of the time. But then 2 seconds later, they'll be best friends again and joking around. So it's just kind of the culture of it. What's it like in Canada? Do you feel like you all are really close or not so close or?
I think they were all really close. I think there was a huge shift in behavior after last year's announcement of Canada's Drag Race.
Mhm.
Um, because before there was an idea of that even existing, there was, of course, like this huge sense of community that, like, we weren't like I think the US has been very competitive for a while because of the
Right.
show existing.
Mhm.
And so that kind of behavior has just become normal in
Mhm.
American drag scenes. Whereas here, like after all the auditions finished and like we were waiting for people to just like be casted pretty much, like the vibe in the cities were just very like she wouldn't get on and like it just became almost like a little nasty.
Patty.
Uh, a little catty. Yes,
Mhm.
that's a good word. And so I think like we are still a great community. I
Good.
think the support that we have like throughout the country for each other is very nice. Like to see just because I think like like I've been to Montreal and Toronto before and I've met those queens like once that I
Mhm.
performed with and like I would still say like are like pretty close friends with
Good.
them.
Yeah.
Just it's like they are like we can see each other being so talented. And also like I want to see like Canadian talent like just rise and like be huge. You know what I mean? Because I
Right.
think like because I didn't see that like as an example or I didn't see that as an example growing up. I like want to be that kind of example for
Yeah.
Canadian kids because like especially when this first came out, Canada's Drag Race, it was very like It was like, how good is it gonna be? Like, is it gonna be like Canadian Idol? Or
Mhm.
is it gonna be like, I don't know, what does well? There's literally like we couldn't even think of one that does well, a Canada's version, you know?
Gotcha.
So, but season two auditions just came out literally today, 2 hours ago.
Oh my God. So you are going to audition, right? Or going to apply to audition? Okay, we don't
I didn't. I will say I did not do it last year.
know.
I didn't think I was ready, and so I
Mhm.
did.
The jury is out. We'll say the jury is out, and but we wish you the best.
Thank you so.
Here over
Yes,
at Wild Nights, we wish you the best, and we're rooting for you no matter what your decision is.
yes, and who knows what it is?
Who knows? Who knows? I can see you going very far if you did make it on Canada's Drag Race. I find your makeup style super unique. So I
Thank
happen to go. I go to or when things were better in my neighborhood, there's a drag bar. Not a drag bar. It's a gay bar, but it's called Albatross, and they do drag on Sundays. So that's like my local watering hole, Albatross. We have a really good time there on Sundays because they do drag bingo. And I happen to love to gamble and I love bingo. So I would go there and we'd watch the shows, and me and my friends would like win money and get free drinks. And it was a blast. But that's when I started to like really see a lot of the drag culture. And obviously, all of them, the makeup is always incredible. Drag queens know how to fucking do makeup. But what I
Not always.
not always. The ones I've seen, they've been pretty great.
Yeah,
They've been
yeah,
pretty great.
yeah.
But and all the ones on Drag Race here that I've seen have been pretty great. But I will say for you, what I love about your makeup style is it's almost like a painting where it's just different. You don't always necessarily do, oh, I'm going to focus on the eyes, I'm going to focus on the lips, I'm going to focus on the brows. You'll just do your face as if it's a clean palette and you're just going to do an art project on it or a painting on it. And I really like your style.
You cracked the code. Yeah.
It's really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
so
love it.
much.
So,
I really the first year of me doing drag, I was very obsessed with my drag mom at the time. Or I still my drag mom, but she stopped doing drag, Jane Smoker, who's very reminiscent of Pearl. So
okay.
like that kind of like bedroomite, like blonde, bimbo-y type chill stoner vibe. Which I still think I try to emulate.
Yeah.
But I was like so obsessed with like blonde, neutrals, beige, black and white, like
Mhm.
those kind of fashions, those kind of makeup, and didn't do anything else for that full year. And
Okay.
then when I lost a drag competition, I got so mad at like the community, which was super stupid, and I was 19 and annoying, or like 22 and annoying. But anyways, it made me switch up my drag completely. And since then, I've just been like, wow, I was so bored doing that.
Yeah.
It's just it gets so routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think you have a really unique style. I think it stood out to me. So I wish you the best with all that.
Thank you.
I can't wait to watch where your drag career goes. I'm sure it'll go very far.
I I hope so too.
I'd love to have you back in the future for another blackout night. Hopefully, we don't have any broken phones this time, but yeah, I'd love to have you back.
Yeah, I would love to be back. Maybe it's like a COVID crazy story I could figure out next time. I don't
Hopefully
even
not.
know.
Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Maybe hopefully not. Maybe that's why I couldn't think of one because I've been a good girl and I've
I
stayed
know
home.
your neighbors were having a razor, right? Or do they do that all the time?
Oh my god, they literally do that all the time.
So bad.
Well, okay, that's the thing is that like I can't tell if multiple people live there or if it's just one person.
But there's definitely multiple people in there.
But there's definitely multiple people and there's definitely loud music all the time, very late at night, which is fine because I'm a night
Yeah.
owl.
Yeah.
But like it's like if I wasn't like there are some days where it's like 4 a.m. and I'm like, if I wasn't me, you
Mhm.
guys would be in trouble right now. But whatever.
But
I
you
don't
make it work. Yeah. And just like you just have to like let people do their thing as long as they're not invading your space and like getting you sick then or your family sick, then that's the best way. Well, I really appreciate having you on. I hope I have you back in the future. And I'm definitely going to share some of your stuff for everybody to check you out. How can people follow you on social media? What kinds of things? Yeah, how can people follow you and find you online?
You can find me at It's Just Rogue on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube. I think that's it.
Perfect. I think you checked all the boxes.
All the social medias, I'm like, put me on.
You did the right thing too, keeping the name the same. There's so many people, myself included, where it's like this for this and this a letter off for that. So you just got the branding down pat. So everybody can follow you there. And thank you for doing the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.